negotiate and try to come to a resolution that they've been unable to do so. I will remind you that last time we were in court, I have filed a motion to withdraw as counsel. My client believes that I judge him guilty, and therefore he doesn't want me to be his lawyer.
You're frozen. You froze. You said you filed a motion to withdraw, and
we started a hearing last week. You told him, I'm going to give you 2 weeks to hire a lawyer.
yes.
And I don't think he's hired a lawyer. So we're going to need to go ahead and go forward on the motion to withdraw. You know, I mean, I don't know whether you're going to do that or not.
He's still in breakout room number 4.
I told him to come back in.
All right. Can you instruct him on coming back to this main room, please?
I will. He knows he did it before, but I'll go tell him again.
All right. Thank you. Anyone else back from the breakout room?
Just got back, Judge.
Yes.
I'm here on behalf of Mr. Pinkney, Judge. We're working on some of his cases. I talked with Marcus Sanders as well. I believe he's got a couple cases out of County Court 5 that I'm going to jump on, and we're going to try and see what we can do to resolve these issues. In the meantime, we're in the process of posting a bond for my client, Judge. I'm just asking for a regular reset, and hopefully we can resolve this thing.
All right. This is an old case.
I just jumped on, Judge, because of Saul's passing.
Okay.
That's the only reason.
All right. Thank you. Norma,
Yes.
can you give them a 30-day reset for Mr. Pinkney?
April 1st.
All right. Mr. Pinkney will come back on April 1st. Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Thank you. You're excused.
Okay. Bye, guys. You can log off,
Bye-bye.
Mr. Pinkney.
All right. And Norma, you can let them know that Mr. Pinkney can go back.
Yes, ma'am.
And also, Norma, if you can have, there's Mr. Thatcher. Mr. Thatcher, we will set you for your jury trial. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And state is, I'm sorry, Mr. Ross, is there any outstanding discovery?
There is none, Judge.
All right, then we will schedule you for a jury trial. Mr. Ross, if there are any other motions you wish the court to hear, just let us know, and Norma will set those.
That's fine. Should we come up to an agreement between now and then, we'll let you know. But yes.
There will be no further agreements that'll be accepted by the court. If he wants to enter a plea, it will have to be open to the court because his plea deadline has expired.
I understand that. I don't know if he understands that. Do you understand
Mr.
that?
Thatcher, do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor. The only reason why, I know you ain't trying to hear it, miss, but
No, I'm always open to hear. I always tell people God gave us, or your higher power gave you 2 ears to listen more. So I will listen to what you wish to say. Yes.
they offered me 2 years, miss.
No. I do not want to hear what the offer was. What I'm telling you is your plea deadline date was October 12th, 2020. It expired. It is now March. This court will not accept any plea bargain agreements that are reached with the state. If you want to enter a plea, you will have to enter a plea open to the court. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. If there's nothing else, you will be scheduled for a jury trial.
Do you want to talk to me again, David, before we leave?
We already talked about everything, unless you could, I
you-
ain't been indicted.
No.
What, do you understand that there's not going to be any more agreements? Today was your last day, and this is actually 4 months past the deadline. This was your last day. And I did got the best I could get you today. And that's it. If you don't take something which you said you don't want to take, we're going to do a jury trial. If you decide you want to plead guilty at some point in time, the judge will decide the punishment. There'll be no more plea bargains. Do you understand that?
Yeah, he's in one. Oh, he was in one.
Yes,
If you want to swear him in, you can swear him in front of us. Yes.
Do you want to talk to me again, David?
yes, sir. We already talked about it, sir. Thank you. That's good enough.
All right. Then
Thank you.
you'll be scheduled for a jury trial, Mr. Thatcher, and we'll see you for your jury trial.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Norma, can you let them know that Mr. Thatcher can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Estrada, if you, they're going to swear you in. Can you unmute for me, please? All right, to the clerks, could you swear him in, please?
Okay, Mr. Juan Estrada, can you raise your right hand for me? Okay, you are Juan Estrada, the defendant listed in this case. Okay, so I have here with me the court admonishments and the stipulations. Did your attorney explain this document to you, and is everything listed true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Is that a yes? Can you unmute?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. It's also your desire to enter into a plea today and waive your right to a jury trial?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right, anyone else back from the breakout room? All right, then we're going to take up the plea with Mr. Estrada. And who was your other client, Ms. McClellan?
Cruz Antonio Munoz.
All right, as soon as he appears, we'll get you into a breakout room with him.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me, ma'am. We through?
No, we're not through.
Oh, right.
Thank you. All right, we're going to go on the record, and then after this, I'm going to take up the compliance hearings. Are the parties ready on Mr. Juan Estrada? Who is the state on this? It's Criminal Trial Division.
Judge, I can stand in on it. I'm not sure who did the paperwork.
Which case?
Estrada.
I got it. Thanks.
Court is calling 2020 CR 5582 State of Texas versus Juan Jesus Estrada. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense?
Wendy McClellan for the defense.
Are you Mr. Estrada?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No
No,
objection.
ma'am.
Any objections from the defense?
No, ma'am.
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Estrada, I need you to pull up your mask.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry about that.
Mr. Estrada, did you sign a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conferencing?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review that document with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Defense, was your client able to read these documents, or did you read them to him?
Your Honor, I read them to him.
Okay. Counsel, did you sign a document entitled Discovery Acknowledgement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review that discovery with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video, and the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Estrada, did you review a document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Judge, we are waiving the enhancement paragraph.
And are you proceeding on count A and B?
Sorry,
It's
I
Paperwork
count
says-
one, paragraph A and paragraph B.
believe it was B. Yeah, we're proceeding on B, waiving A.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Estrada, did you review a document with your attorney entitled Court Admonishments?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand what you're charged with is burglary of a building with intent to commit theft?
Yes,
That's a
ma'am.
state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial? A right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Mr. Estrada, has anyone coerced you, threatened you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is requesting that your punishment be under 12.44 of the penal code to 120 days in the Bexar County Jail, and the state is proceeding on count 1, paragraph B only. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Estrada, did you review a paragraph with your attorney entitled Waiver of Appeal, and did you understand that paragraph?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign that paragraph in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offense of burglary of a building with intent to commit theft, Mr. Estrada, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
Yes, the state offers States Exhibit 1 and its attachments.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Estrada, did you review a document entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial?
Yes,
A
ma'am.
right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence States Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.